All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. In this video, well, I think you probably guessed it, we are going to set 5.5 by 10.5 inch Rosboro X-Beam glue lamps, which this video is sponsored by Rosboro. So thank you, Rosboro. And if you want to, you can check out another video here all about glue lamps and how they are made. So this house is 30 by 30, offset for the porch, and then we are 42 foot by 42 foot. Now, something that was supremely frustrating to me to begin with, but ultimately ended up not being a big deal, is that there was a different size beam specified for the different spans. I asked the engineer, can I just get away with ordering full-length glue lamps? And he said yes, as long as they are no smaller than 6 by 10. These, of course, are going to be a lot stronger because they are 5.5 by 10.5. What is the advantage to me as the installer and the crew? It is a whole lot easier to set corner posts, set the beams, and then drop posts and hardware and all that good stuff. It's easier to keep it straight. Frankly, there is just a whole lot less labor. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. That just makes me find a way fun. All right, so let's just get into this. What you're looking at in terms of concrete is a footing with a plinth block. That was all poured at the same time, so it's mono style. So that's a single cast in place footing and plinth, whatever you want to call it. The way that this house was designed, and again, we had no say in this, but this is my preference anyway. These are strong tie ABU 6.6. They get attached to the concrete with an 8-inch Titan HD. Of course, I hit rebar right away. That is not a big deal because I'm using the Diablo, I don't remember the name of the bit, but it cuts rebar and concrete. They work fantastically well. That is the Dude Tools deep socket that we bought 15 plus years ago because we needed a deep socket. I can't remember why. Since then, we just make everything 5/8 to fit that. The Titan HDs in hot dip galvanized is a little too big for that Dude Tools. Okay, so what we went ahead and did, and I'll show you how we do this, is we pre-attached the column caps, which was a change, again, from the engineering. It had through bolts. I reached out to the engineer. He was fantastic, approved all of my changes. And you'll see why in just a moment. So what we're doing is we have 6x6 pressure treated. These have to be attached to those column bases with a 3.5 inch by 0.162. So what that is it's a true 16 combo.
Okay, good.
What we elected to do was put all 4 corner posts in and rely on the nails to begin with. Then we're going to set the 42-foot beams. Of course, 2 of them will be minus 11, plus the hanger. So here is the hanger. These things are not cheap. Again, hot dip galvanized. They're attached through strong tie SDS screws. You can't just substitute any screw. Use the screws that come with the bucket. So you notice there that we are meeting at a 90-degree angle. You had to order 2 lefts and 2 rights. There is software that Simpson has that you can draw these out. I went back and forth with our local rep to make sure that I had it correct. Now there are welds in those buckets. That's why I was using the router to chamfer or round over. Honestly, it's just easier to use your saw. Give yourself a little bit of slop. There is a huge amount of excess there. That is okay. We will use that up later. And again, we didn't have to pay for it. So now we are going to go ahead and get into the setting of these beams.
I had it. I'll pull from this side then. You like it there? So 21 foot is there. Hey, look at that. I could do that, Brandon. Is where was 15 foot on the building. We can try to get you lined up with center. It's this doorway. I think just stay up high. Let's get you as close as we can.
Okay, I tell you what, this site is cramped. I'm not going to complain about that. Just kind of pointing it out. If it wasn't for 4-wheel steer, crab steer, and the truss jib, I'm going to put the link below to the truss jib. We've had that for now 3 years. Fantastic. We can adjust the length, and it's nice and strong for us. And I'll show you a little bit as we go through what that allows us to do that we used to not be able to do.
We might throw a beam chunk underneath this outrigger. We'll just see. Bring that one up. Now come forward.
All right, watch that front tire. When we bought this machine in 2005, it was a 2002. We went ahead and got the tires foam filled about a year later. You can see how there's a lot of cushion. I can't remember how much weight that added, but there's a very stable base. but then the outrigger just makes it fantastically
Can you tilt
stable.
up anymore? Yeah. So this is going to be the hard part, is how do we get to the beam? We may have to back up, rig the beam. So I think what we're going to have to do is back up, rig the beam, bring the beam up, then come forward. Because right now, even if you come down, I think it puts us, way too far this way. This might be a little harder than I thought it was going to be.
Nah, it's not harder. It just means a few more steps. So basically what the issue was there is from the hook on the truss jib, we were past that wall. So if we were to try to rig the beam, it would just lift and then smash into the wall. So we got to go ahead and back it up, and also try to keep track of where the original. By the way, I did not explain this. This beam, the starter beam, is going to go all the way over the house. We wanted to start with the far beam because we have the most access in the front. And then obviously we are going to put the beam where I'm at, like that beam last, so that we have the ability to go back and forth. See, I mean, we're good looking, but that doesn't mean that we're not smart. So, okay, let's just speed it up. So with the tilt, we can center it up. We just can't get perfect the first time, and that's okay. Our goal isn't to get perfect the first time. We're rigged a little off balance, but now he's gonna tilt over, and you'll just watch it.
So what might have to happen is he needs to go up over the wall. You might have to go that way so I can get him close enough. Have to come forward, but then he can rotate you away because of this wall.
Oh, and real quick, by the way, that shirt that I'm wearing is a sun hoodie from TrueWork, and it will be coming back next spring. So it was wildly popular. Also, those are the T1 work pants from TrueWork, stretchy, lightweight. I have to say, wearing the white in the summertime, not only did I look fantastic, this was my homage to Magnum PI from the 80s, but wearing pants in the heat isn't that fun, and the white, well, they weren't super hot. I mean, they are super hot, but just not temperature-wise. Aren't you glad I'm doing this format now?
I think that side's okay. It's all hard pan. Okay. I'm gonna go up above and signal to you.
Now we're gonna pick it from this side of the house, and we couldn't get close enough because of the hole. So thank you, site work people. Whatever, we're framers, we can make it work. I'm able to see from up high. We're gonna go over the whole building. Brandon's got a tagline, which I think was actually our fall protection rope. We've also used air hose. I just need to get a rope already. So I kept the truss jib tilted up, but then as we tilt down, that adds length. So when it's tilted up, it gives us a little bit more height, and we needed it. We actually tested this before we went this far. I think it was 1,500 pounds for all 4 of the beams. So that's for 48-foot beams, by the way, once we cut them down to 42-foot. So what's great about that truss jib from Cornerstone Industries is that we just rotate this thing. Nothing real special here, but now if you look at Kyle, he's able to tilt, and we're gonna get it dialed in. And then look at, he's at K on the boom. We are maxed out.
Okay.
But we got it.
Just a little bit. Of course, this thing is not very stable. Okay. We'll get it close, and then I'll reach up and grab it.
Something to keep track of when you're boomed out that far is you have to be really soft on the controls, and Kyle did a fantastic job on that. Just a little bump can drop you 3 or 4 feet.
Okay. Okay, just a little bit up. Okay, so here's my question. Yeah. I'm gonna boom him out to you. That all we got? Okay, then if you just push your, oh, nice. Beautiful. We're gonna leave some weight on it. We'll get it in both buckets. I'm just gonna have him take the weight off of it, basically. Nice driving, dude. That was like just nice and gentle into both buckets. What letter are you at on the boom?
I think I'm fully extended.
Yeah. If you tap this way, then I'll get this guy screwed in. I think we go right there. On the off chance something needs to move.
More. A little bit more.
Okay, let me reset.
Oh, you're so close.
Could you put the level on this side? Because then I can get two hands on this. I'm a short guy.
Yeah, a little bit more. A little bit more. Right there.
Good, that's all I had.
I think that's all we could get. You're like throwing this thing a little bit.
I don't know if I'm that strong. I would imagine that they'll have to get wrapped, that siding. Yeah.
Move them, you still got a ways.
Another inch, dog.
Get there. Get there.
Hit it with your purse, dude. Isn't that what you always say? You want me to do it?
Just one more little tap. Got it.
A love tap. Nice job. Very good. By the 4th, we're going to be so good at this. Well, that's good. That battery was about dead anyway.
How was that hike? Pretty cool.
Huh?
That was shooting the stars.
Oh, it was okay. Like an idiot, I overslept a little in the car. I set the alarm for 11:15, 11:10, whatever. And I was like, no, I think that's still too early. I just forgot. So my first shot's the one I posted yesterday that had the dark horse. The other one's not so much, but I should have got out of the car earlier. But I was sleeping really well. And then,
I take a sleep some days, man.
well, then the next night, I slept like the dead. It was awesome. I don't remember having a sleep score that good. All right, I am heading up to shoot Milky Way. Nikki is not feeling that great, so she is going to be at home. And I have my mattress, my pillows, and my eye mask. Do you know what all of that means? I will sleep, get up at 1:30, shoot the Milky Way, and try not to get stranded on a mountain. Let's go! Let's go! Well, pretty nice time to come up here. It is 10 to 8. We've got about just a little less than an hour until sunset. This is the Sunrise Visitor Center. And of course, there is Mount Rainier. So, Milky Way should be up there, I think like 12:30, 12:45, whatever. So, I am gonna go and hike up over there. What a beautiful evening. So it is 8:37. Sunset is about 8:45. My car's way over there. It's not that far. It looks far, but it's really not. Anyway, there's a little smoke in the air. I can smell it, but now we're starting to get a little bit of magentas through there. I don't think my phone's picking that up. And a little bit of clouds. Yeah, pick up a little bit of color. Well, it is a little smoky. I can smell it just barely, but you can see the haze there. But check this out. It's a little overexposed. Hey, there we go. A little bit of pink. Doesn't really show up on my phone that well, but to my eye, it is nice and pink. I bet it gets a little darker here in a few minutes. Mount Rainier National Park up at sunrise. Hey, stop it. There we go. Okay, so I am up at sunrise. This is PhotoPill's app. I'm trying to figure out, I want the dark horse of the Milky Way. And if I come out too late, then it's gonna hide. So it looks like I wanna be in place shooting about 11:15. Of course, this is 14 millimeter. I'm actually gonna shoot with a 20. So here's 22 millimeter. This is a little bit more what the view will actually be through the camera. So I'm gonna go, there's the dark horse. Right over that, what is that, Little Tahoma? I forget. Anyway, 11:22, so that means I'll get up about 11. I'm not even gonna sleep until after. Anyway, pretty slick, pretty slick. And this is my bed for the evening. I mean, you know, I could probably live out of this car, just saying. So years ago, this was like a Costco, I think, thing, Tempur-Pedic for the Subaru. We've spent a few nights up here in this parking lot, but never with a heating and cooling system, so no big deal. Okay, just about done shooting. A few people leaving. There's one person just down the trail. But you can't see that. I'm shooting time lapse. Basically, the process is I didn't get the star tracker. You can mount your camera on a tracker which matches the rotation of the Earth. Otherwise, you'll get star trails, kind of a blurring of the stars. The other thing is you can crank your ISO and just shoot like you're shooting a time lapse, and then you can stack those in software because noise is random. You can remove that with a mathematical formula. Anyway, none of that really matters. Oh wait, actually, here, let me show you what I shot. Yeah, you can't really see it, but there's the Milky Way on the left. Good night, you kings of Leon and princes of tides. I gotta say, this is pretty comfortable. Got my sleeping bag. It's pretty slick too, because from the app I could just open the back door and climb out, so. Pretty slick. Pretty slick. Night night. Good morning. Looks like I woke up super early. Went back to sleep. Man, I was dreaming. Looks like I just missed some sunrise. I don't care, I'm very tired. Happy Friday, everybody. Well, it is quite amazing how many people are here heading up for hikes. I never even thought about getting here at 5:30 in the morning. But I can understand it. It's gonna be hotter today. Anyway, that was a good night. Oh, check this out. Boom. Nah, there was one here yesterday too. I wonder if it's the same people. Cool. Kindred spirits and all of that, and Green Gables reference. Okay, that guy's going. Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to bore you with showing all of the beams. Well, I'm going to show you all of the beams, but not in real time. So we're going to go fast here. Something to note here is we find dead center on the beam and then we measure out equal amounts. What you're aiming for is to have your rigging 30 degrees off vertical or less, 90. So I guess 60 to 90 degrees. It gets confusing depending. Just look at it off vertical. So you want the chain to be as close to vertical as possible. Here, let's just say it the easy way. Also, by having the pick points not super spread, makes it a little bit easier to twist and move around. And again, that Cornerstone Industries truss jib has been fantastic. It comes with the shackle. Then the adjustable leg chain, Ben Morton, and you're going to see Ben Morton video right here. Ben's the one that taught us that stuff. So thank you, Ben. I love you, man. On second thought, let's go ahead and move this thing. By the way, that is the Louisville 10-foot tripod ladder. Tripod ladders are way more stable.
Okay, what do you think?
You just got to set them up correctly.
Is a better
That's
spot? Pretty good, man. That's pretty good. So I think you'll kind of walk it that way. Getting a little cocky there in your old age.
No! Hey.
Just stay this one. Once I get far enough this way, I can just straighten out, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that strap just slipped back. Maybe once I get close to
So now what do you think? So you don't have any room there because of that hole. I can run over there and look. The hole is right here. I love getting a mouthful of exhaust. I gotta close my mouth when I walk by that thing.
Gets me every time too.
I think that you could crab back. Yeah.
Yep. Kyle just might be Austin Powers. You know, the tunnel scene.
Go ahead and straighten out. I think you straighten out back into four-wheel steer, and I think you can just drive it around the corner. I'll boom you down though. We'll get it as low as we can. We'll get your light off. We'll get it down low and drive you around the corner. Yeah, just drive around the corner.
I mean, we probably could have moved the van. That would have made a lot of sense. But you know how it is in the trades. Sometimes we just get to it. Just get to it. If we hit the back of the van and wipe out my camera, well,
Crank it hard, I think. Like, it's hard to, like, well, I got to get your chain where it's going to end up. Keep going. I bet you we're close. Just give yourself room. I think you just go up and out now. I'd boom out. And then I can always tilt you down for a little more length. Let's go ahead and tilt down. I got screws, I got my impact. Okay, so I think you will have to turn more. Let's try that, Kyle. Gonna want to come this way a little. Maybe we should just take it for a ride. So I think that we are going to have to rotate this one. Can you lean that way? Yeah, up and in.
Notice that we already have the trusses in the backyard. We're going to follow that up in another video. I think you're getting the point now, is we have 4 columns at the corners, obviously. But those brackets from Strong Tie, say what you want about Strong Tie. It's always high quality what we get. So we took our measurements for the in-between. We measured the thickness of the metal and the welds, and then we made all of the beams like a quarter short, or the inside beams a quarter short, the outside beams were exactly 42, the inside were like minus 11.5, and then like this guy was exactly 42 foot. But just notice how those buckets go together. Completely engineered solution. And when you see how then we approach the deck later, there's been some people here on YouTube that have been squawking about the design. It's because in a YouTube, anyway, we're not gonna get into that. You just can't judge a picture by a pixel, or the forest by a branch. Or let's just watch this go in nice and smooth.
So which way? You got to come your way?
Yeah, about 5 inches.
Okay, same with me. Let's go up and lean a little. I think I'm so close, Brandon. Yeah, I'm like right there.
Yeah, like that.
About there?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll get Brandon's.
Okay, so those are the SDS screws. I don't remember what number they are, but they come with the bucket. I am only holding the impactor with just a little bit of pressure with my left hand, and that's just so that things don't get wobbly and the screw just pop out, because I don't want to have to get off the ladder to go find another screw. Okay, another tip. Just let the screw, it's got a self-drilling tip, just let it do its work. Sometimes it takes a little longer. It's dug fir. Sometimes you hit a knot, sometimes it's just a little dense. Be patient. Patience, young Padawan.
Okay.
Okay, and as you can see, there's nothing on the screen. So we're just gonna voice over this out, and then I'll just figure out what to put in there. Thank you for watching. Did you know that only 3% of you hit the notification bell? Come on, everybody hit the notification bell. Just do it already. Okay, we have lots more to get to. We have these like half bonus room trusses to set, a girder truss that's structural that's 42 feet long, 10'4" tall, that doesn't need to be like that because we have a bearing wall and a foundation wall under it. Again, we just got, I'm not complaining, just stating the facts. This is just real life, people. So we've got trusses to set, trusses to compensate for. We've got 10-12 to sheathe, piggyback trusses. We're going to show you the truss locks and get made fun of because everybody likes to make fun of us for all kinds of different things. Thank you very much for following along and watching the video and the series, and just those of you that watch the channel, I really do appreciate it. This is fun. And as you can see, I mean, look at this. I got the arm, so now I can sit here and do all of this kind of stuff. So anyway, we will see you in the next video, and I'm going to be jumping back and forth. We did a whole bunch of stuff on the East Coast. Just as of recording this voiceover 1 week ago, I was in Colorado with Sashko. Got to go by Luke Mann's job in Evergreen, Colorado. Fantastic builder, really cool project. Walked through with Steve Basic at the Humble House. And so there's just a whole lot of content coming your way. And 2 weeks from today, I will be at Build Show Live. So we'll bring you some content. I'm going to scab all this stuff on to the end of the video as we go. Just lots of stuff. Oh, by the way, I'm just going to go ahead and scab this onto this video. I recently put together a sauna in my backyard. That has been on my list for a long, long, long time, and I absolutely love it. It is Friday at 4:20. I'm going to turn it on, 195 degrees. Happy weekend, everybody. Thank you for following, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It's just what we say here on YouTube when we don't know what else to say. See you in the next video. Okie doke.
All right, everybody, today is the big day. Finally, after years, I have been wanting to put together a sauna. I didn't bother making one myself. I bought this from Redwood Sauna. So as soon as Nikki gets done packing all the material, then we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we are almost nothing. So that's pretty level. Same thing. I mean, just almost nothing. Parallel to the house first. I'm just gonna go 3 foot to make it an even number. So I have 68 and 7/8, 68 and a half. So if this guy gets a little longer, we're gonna go 68 and 11/16. Then I'm gonna make everything tight. Tight to the outside.
Yeah, that's what they said once there's
68, 12, strong, so that's like a 16th. Now I figured out where all the weight comes from. Okay. Gosh, come on. Oh. Oh. Gosh. Whew. I think I know where all the weight came from. I had it upside down, just the way it came out of the crate. That thing is heavy. Come on. Oh, gosh. This is the part that's not easy. Okay, and then I'll line them all up. Okay, so it's not going to go that direction. I'm like 2 1/8. This side is definitely more than 2 1/8. Because I tapped those in tight, so that's like 2 5/8. No. Okay, so I am 2 3/8, 2 1/4. So that's an 1/8 difference. So that's a 16th. I'm not sure that matters. And can I get a 16th?
I know, so like, it didn't look like it moved at all.
Okay, so I am 2 5/16. 2 5/16 strong, and I'm 2 5/16.
Keep it.
So 3/4.
Why do I sauna? It's just been a tradition, my brother, my dad, and me, for as far back as I can remember. Now my brother does that with his boys. Whenever we go on vacation, we always sauna. Apparently there's all these health benefits, longevity. I'm not going to die. My consciousness will likely just end up in a Tesla robot, and I'll just keep making YouTube videos and framing for the rest of, well, for eternity, because I'm not going to die.
Hey, look at that.
Anyway, so what I love about this, by the way, is that I can just drench in sweat, alternate back and forth. I always finish with a cold shower. I do it at night, 6:30, 7 o'clock. I can control this via my phone. Turn it on, I get a notification when it's at full heat. Typically that takes just a little under an hour. Turn the sauna back on for another hour, and then I come out here and do my thing. So I do it later. Apparently that's supposed to be better for your sleep. It's good to relax. But here is what I love about it. I literally look forward to this all day. Like, I'm counting the hours now. It's 3:05. I can't wait to be in this thing with the heat on. I don't bring any devices in here. It's too hot. Down low, I could probably put a Kindle or like even a tablet and watch a movie. I think it would probably stay cool enough down at the bottom. I'm not going to do any of that. This is my time unplugged. It's later. All my chores are done. I got all my work done. This is why I get up early. It's just work, 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 work. Now, when I relax, I can relax. Just being in here alone in the heat, listening to the rain, as the case might be. I have written the next 3 seasons of The Office. So stay tuned. I've also solved faster than light travel. Einstein is not as smart as people think he is. And the hotter it gets, the better my ideas. So, anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hit the notification bell, because content like this is hard to find on the internet. Oh, man. Also the smell. Okay. Okay, I think we ghosted it. We ghosted it. We ain't dumb. Oh, I think we're gonna get it. Hey, look at that. Look at that. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hi sir. Good afternoon. My name is David Brown and I'm with Affiliate DBA on a recorded line. How are you?
I'm sorry, who is that with?
I'm with Affiliate DBA. We are here to help you out to set up an
Appointment for what?
in your home. And appointment to improve your home.
Oh no, I don't need any of that. Thank you. Idiots. Getting so sick of these guys. I mean, I can improve my own home. I was just saying. Okay. All right, it's basically done. That took significantly longer than I think it should have. Now I got to call the electrician, have him come out and wire it, because I think we need 240 for this thing. He can wire in the heater, and then we'll be ready to sauna. So, in my quest to never die, the sauna is going to help me. Never die. It's better. Put the little wide angle lens on the Osmo. Okay, so there is what the little sauna looks like. I'll do a walk around here in just a moment. A couple things to notice. I just added this on. This is just cedar, and I screwed to the inside of the sauna. So a couple vertical pieces with like a 412. I'm gonna add some drip edge here and maybe lengthen this guy out. It's staying dry, all the control panels and all that stuff, but I just think I want to protect it a little bit better. And I might even put some plexiglass on magnets. Right now, this is a controller that I can use, or I can use my phone, which is what I use most of the time, but I can control it here. It is Wi-Fi enabled. I did that on purpose. Paid the extra money. And I bought a white tarp that I'm going to drape over this. You can see how wet it is here, and it splashes right down here. I sealed this up with Lexel, actually yesterday, because I noticed that with the debris that goes right here, you get a little bit of moisture inside, and same thing on the outside. So you can see the back is nice and dry. It's a little wet at the top, and then of course just a little wet at the bottom. So I might add something on where I take these off and just extend that a little bit. We'll see. But for the winter time, it gets so wet here. So this is, what is this? This is Octaliber the 26th. That's right. I took 2 quarters of German in community college in 1997. 1998. Yeah. My accent was better than my ability to speak the language. Anyway, my point being, this is about the time where it starts to get really wet here. So for the next month, we're going to be especially wet, and then it will just kind of alternate and be gray. And it has been raining today, so you can see just what it's like. Okay, let's go inside because you don't care about the rest of this stuff. This is what it looks like inside. And you can see, this is actually from me, but you can see how it's gotten in just a little bit. The ceiling is nice and dry, but most of that is just sweat stains from me. Let's just go in here. 2 people can fit comfortably. I didn't need anything bigger. That's the thermostat. One thing you can do, or temperature sensor, you can lower it. I should cut to Dwight saying that he can raise and lower his cholesterol. Why would you raise it? So I can lower it. Okay, enough office references. So I paid for the upgrade. There is still one more higher that you can go, but this is Wi-Fi enabled. And you can check out all this info on the website. This I just bought off Amazon so I can increase the humidity if I want. This thing gets blazing hot. I typically will run it at 194, I think. One thing that I have noticed in here is from about this level down, I think I could actually touch the rocks. It's very hot up here and up. Like scaldingly hot, 194 degrees. I wear the sauna hat. So you just put your legs up high and then you're completely warm. We will see what this is like come colder weather. So far the coldest that it's been outside when I've been in here is like, I don't know, 45, 50 degrees, something like that. Definitely a temperature differential at like maybe mid-thigh down, but I love this thing. Okay, so the Pocket Osmo 3 with the wide angle lens, you know, because I gotta get my biceps into the frame. Sitting on the heater, you can see that another person can sit next to me. This is, as long as that person's not Steve Basic, although we could do it. We sat on a 4-wheeler together. Anyway, this is the smallest of the redwood saunas. I decided that typically it's going to be me in here alone. I really like the full 194 degrees, just drenched in sweat. When I get to a point where I just can't take it, I go and I stand outside. The other night it was dark. I could listen to the rain falling on this, and then standing in the rain with no clothes on is one of the greatest experiences. I highly recommend it. Anyway, if I was to do this all over again, I probably would just design and build a sauna myself. But I really wanted to be able to do it in one day. It only took a day. If I was to do it again, I could do it in a few hours. You just got to make sure that all the right screws go in the right places, that kind of thing. It's all earmarked. These guys have done a fantastic job. They're local to us, so we just drove and picked it up. Took my dad, so that was great. This was very expensive. It was about $1,700 just to do the wiring because of the heater. And I also had our electrician put on a whole house surge protector. He did the wiring on this house back in like 2001. He's done our work. He's basically retired now, but used to do all of our work, came to our wedding, so he's a family friend, and I trust Stan implicitly. So anyway, this is my anniversary present to myself for the next 25 years because it was pretty expensive, but this is definitely a treat yourself, and I have no regrets.